Hello folks, the Y Guy here again. Welcome to my home on this beautiful, cool summer evening. The name of this video is called The Y Guy Asks, What is your motive? As in, what is your motive for promoting and believing in the doctrine of hell? Well, I mean, what do you honestly, now be honest here, what do you actually get out of it? You know, ask yourself. And, some will say, well, out of love for the lost. Stop lying to yourself and lying to the Spirit of God. You know, I'm sure there's a small, tiny percentage that might be their motive. I'm talking the vast majority here. You know, the vast majority falls within this category that they love their church. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that, folks. And that you love yourself, as in your own fire insurance, so you think. And you love the music in church, and which is wonderful. I used to be a praise leader, so I understand that. And you love the people. Of course, you need. Well, I'm not going to say you need to. Well, anyway, you get my drift. You love the Bible. You love the building. Well, some do, because there's some pretty buildings out there. And you love the laughter when you get together with folks, and you love prayer. And you love the baptisms, and yet some love the pomp and circumstance, and some love the rituals, and some even love the rules, all the rules. You love the feeling of belonging and the attention you get. You love that. You love dressing up. Some of you do. I never did. Now here's where the rubber meets the road. You love the idea. Now it's the idea of the lost joining in with you. You love the idea of it, but you really don't love the lost. Your heart really isn't there. It's in all this stuff that you're doing. And the reason I can say that is because when my head was finally pulled out of my doctrines of men rear end, you know, and I became honest with myself, you know, I asked myself, what was my motive back then? What was my motive back then for promoting and teaching and believing in hell, you know? Am I a lemming? You know, am I just going along with what everybody says and what everybody teaches and what everybody believes and all that? Yes, I was. I certainly was. Now, I looked up lemming in the definition, and it said the person who unthinkingly, that is a key word, unthinkingly, joins a mass movement. Christianity is definitely a mass movement, you know, especially a headlong rush to destruction. Well, the vast movement actually believes that there's going to be a destruction. So, you know, it kind of fits, doesn't it? Now, my honesty was back to the topic here. My honesty was, you know, I was forced to answer the question honestly with a resounding, why do I promote and believe in hell? Because I was instructed to believe in hell for the sake of justice. Does that sound familiar? Now, as a side note, and as a secondary thing, of course, which is pitiful in itself if you think about it, a secondary desire is to see the people saved from such a horrible place. Okay? Now here's the problem, folks. First, no one has been able to explain to me how justice is being served here at all. How does God get justice? How justice is being served for an eternity of suffering for a short lifetime of what? Of being a horrible, horrible person? Well, some, yeah. But no, for unbelief. You know, that's like giving somebody a death sentence for jaywalking. Is there justice in that? But let's you get my drift, okay? Now, what does God possibly get out of it? An eternity of all of these lost people screaming in agony or never seeing God ever for all eternity and never enjoying the benefits of knowing God for all eternity. Who would want to know a God like that anyway? That was just a little side thing, a snipe that I did. But, you know, what do you get out of it, believer in hell? What do you get out of it? Does this give you some sense of, does this cause love to well up inside of you? How about joy? Are you joyful about all those people suffering for an eternity in hell? Does it give you peace knowing that some of your loved ones are there right now? Now you see, there's just something wrong with this picture, and I'm hoping you're catching it. Okay? Now, I know for a fact that because people are people, that the vast majority of Christians are sitting on their asses in their recliners, more than not. And they're being entertained by violent movies. Now, I'm speaking hypocritically here because I love violent movies. And some enjoy porn too while you're at it. Let's throw that one in there. All along, Christians are doing this. Most believing in hell doctrine, they're believing that the vast majority of mankind is going to suffer an eternity in hell for unbelief while they're sitting on their butts watching violent movies and doing whatever people do, because people are people. In closing, again, I ask, what is your motive? What possibly can be your motive for believing in hell? And what do you get out of it? And I have to follow up with a second question. Is your motive a good one? Self-examination time, folks. Is it a good motive for believing and promoting in this doctrine of hell? Do you want to discuss it with me? Please look me up on Facebook under a group called the Why Guy Group. Also, I have an avatar named Jonathan Jones. Consider subscribing to this video. Give me a thumbs up, and if you agree with anything I've said, and if you don't agree, and by the way, leave some positive comments for the sake of others who might be reading. If you don't agree and you give me a thumbs down, that's okay. That really is. And if you do want to leave a comment of why you left a thumbs down, be polite about it so we can have a civil discussion. Okay? Thank you for viewing.